All right, everybody, welcome into another Timberwolves talk with your favorite Twolves fans, my friend and yours. Let's see how Kevin Stanky and Jeff Gersh are doing today. Hey, guys, what's up?
Hey, thanks for having us, Garrett.
It's balmy out here in Denver, so balmy in Denver.
Yeah, it looks like it, dude. Jeff, are you sitting in the snow or?
There's a little snow in the back corner of my yard where the shade never meets the sun. Otherwise, in Denver, it's just glorious. Glorious,
Nice.
I tell you.
You look comfortable. Tell me you're wearing shorts or something.
I wish I could, Garrett. It's 104 degrees and my knees are doing just fine.
Great. Kevin, you're still up north there. Where's your hot tub?
Yeah, joining you from Duluth without a hot tub, just staying dry and feeling fly.
Awesome. We've been enjoying this T-Wolves game tonight in Denver. Or not in Denver, in the Twin Cities playing the Denver Nuggets. I've been watching a little bit of it. Kevin, what are your thoughts from the first half as we start the third quarter?
Hey, it's good to see Wancho getting some layups against his old team, and seeing D'Angelo Russell getting some buckets too. Naz Reid's coming on a little bit in this third quarter was where we're at. I think we're about 71-68 or so. We're on a commercial break on where I'm watching right now, but T-Wolves are holding their own against Nuggets team, which I don't know. We thought was going to be top of the West this year, and leading up to this game, people got some similar storylines between these two teams. What do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I wish I could tell you I'm enjoying the back and forth of this game. But we got a guy named Stan Kroenke out here in Denver, Colorado. Maybe you've heard of him. He moved the Rams from St. Louis out to L.A. And, I got basic cable, Xfinity Comcast. And I don't get to watch these Nuggets games, period. It's unbelievable. I got to go onto a VPN, and then I got to jump onto a fakey. Then I got to do it like a Kevin McHale up and under, and I get boxed out every time from watching two teams. There's two teams I don't get to watch every night. The Nuggets and who they're playing that night. Who are the Nuggets playing tonight, Kev?
Playing the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh,
And
goofy.
yeah,
What a fun one. That'd have been a fun one to watch from the hot tub.
It's kind of a silly deal. It seems like almost, people like to complain about the NBA ratings and how hard it is for them to get the ratings that they need. But hey, if you're not broadcasting the game, we're up here in Fox Sports Northland, and kind of a similar situation. It's tough to get the games, but you can figure out a way to get them.
I'll send you guys a couple under the table kind of emails, and there's a way to watch them. I can show you. Hey, up until now, the game actually right now happening just as the third quarter started. It's been amazing, right? The T-Wolves have kind of made their way back. I believe they just took the lead. So with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, you guys, the game so far
Are you talking about the Washington Red People football team and the Philadelphia Flybirds Eagles? Because that's the only thing I can get on my TV right now. I'm in Denver. You would think, a Nuggets game, I'm basic cable, would be something I should be able to watch from my hot tub if I got a TV and the basic cable set up. So what game are you talking about? I'm wondering. It's neat.
A little Nuggets? Timberwolves against the Nuggets, where you're from. You could have gone to the game. Oh, wait. No, you couldn't.
Crazy. It's crazy. I could watch this, or I could watch Cesar Milan tell dogs to shush and be passive-aggressive. That's all I'm getting. I'm not getting any Nuggets games right here in my own backyard. Literally, my own backyard.
Well, speaking of Washington, that was a tough game for the Timberwolves against the Wizards last week. And Timberwolves are taking the lead against the Nuggets right now, and 4 minutes left in the third quarter. 73-71 is the score of the game.
Yeah, Kevin, the last few games have been rough.
3 games.
All three. It all started with LA and the Clippers, and then the game on Sunday night, man. It's just been blowout after blowout. Hopefully this is a turnaround against the Denver Nuggets, Jeff. The Denver Nuggets.
I do remember when I put all my chips in, Garrett. I put them all in.
I remember that.
The Timberwolves are going to win this Lakers game. I said they're going to treat it like it's Game 7 of the World Series, and they're champions. But I tell you what, I'm out of chips, and they haven't won since. So good news.
but you're still all that.
I'm sure if you looked in the couch cushions, you could find a couple nickels, quarters, dimes. Or just look in the drain of that hot tub.
Well, compared to the last 3 games, to see the Timberwolves tied up 73 all with 3:48 left to go, gotta like this situation with Culver. Oh, hitting the rim about 3 or 4 times in that 3-pointer, dribbling out. But the Timberwolves looking decent this game, and when Anthony Edwards is on the floor, that seems to be the difference maker. It seemed like it took a while for him to get in the game, and he's been doing pretty well tonight. Pretty efficient game tonight. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he had a 3-pointer from pretty far out earlier in the game, playing very efficiently.
Yeah, buddy, it is an efficient game. I'm really happy to see Culver getting the time. I think it was needed in the last few games, but everybody shot poorly, including Culver in the Clippers game. It's good to see him getting some positive minutes here.
Yeah, hey, let me ask you guys a question. Who's your best 3-point shooter? Because I think it's the big fella, Malik Reed, or whoever that dude is, who keeps pulling from top center. Who's your best 3-point shooter right now in an NBA that needs threes?
I don't know. Anthony Edwards is looking good. I feel like anybody in the team can shoot him. Who's going to make him?
Yeah, you got to make him. That's,
well, yeah. Towns obviously, but he's not playing.
I'll tell you who it's not. It's not D'Angelo Russell. He couldn't buy a 3 the last few games, man.
That should be the answer to that question.
He should be the answer.
That is the answer that you'd like to be able to give when he has a high-volume shooter. But he's dishing some nice passes tonight, getting an assist right now to Culver to tie it up at 75 with 3:10 left to go in the third.
It's good to see how aggressive Anthony Edwards is, and then making a smart play, he's able to dish it off to Culver there. That was great.
Yeah, Culver had a brutal night the other night. Anytime you got Ricky Rubio leading your way in scoring, there's a good chance you're hanging an L up that night. I didn't realize how much they were going to miss Karl-Anthony Towns until I put all my chips in for that Lakers game, and then found out the next day he was gone. And did they miss Cat. That's for dang sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I know you like looking at the positionless basketball in the NBA these days, but Culver sure as heck wasn't drafted to be a power forward. Yet he's leading the team in rebounds. And I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it seems like he is the power forward right now for the Timberwolves, and playing the position admirably against some big men, Jokic and Millsap tonight.
I'm just trying to get you the numbers here for a second, Kevin. Give me 1 minute.
How close is Jokic to getting a triple-double? He's usually about 2 dimes away from a trip dub right about now. When I'm watching. I don't get to watch right now. I'm sitting in my hot tub. I'm literally watching an Eagles versus Red People's football team game where the winners, they're not even going to be above 500, and the season's done tonight. And one of them, I think, might make the playoffs. I can't believe this. Can you guys get the Nuggets game on my telly over here?
It's 80-79 right now. We're able to bring it back. They got to make a couple defensive stops, and that's been the hardest part of the last few games. There's been no defense. I'm glad to see it being kept this close. With 2 minutes left in the third quarter, it's 80, under 80. So maybe this is the stand we need to start getting on. Kind of a weird, not a defensive lineup right now with Rubio, Jake Layman.
Hey, can we talk about Jake Layman for a second while I'm sitting in the hot tub? thinking about things. That guy's brutal. What's he? He's a starter. He's a starter in the NBA. That guy is.
He's a slasher.
That guy makes Juancho look like an All-American.
Yeah, he doesn't get to. I mean, he does spot starting between him and Juancho. He was doing pretty well before he got injured last season, and he's not doing. He's never done well. Well, is he going to get 8 points in one game, please, in his life? I've never seen a guy make 4 baskets. This guy, Jake Layman. You know what he likes to do? He likes to pass the ball. He's really good at spacing. He passes it to a guy, and then he runs to the opposite corner and acts like, he's open or something. Brutal.
He really has a hard time making shots. That's been his biggest problem to start the season. I thought he was supposed to play pretty good defense, but that hasn't shown up.
No.
Well,
he's got long arms. He's got the long arms.
I look at him and I see him when he gets the ball. He seems to, if he's on the wing or if he's in the corner, he pushes towards the basket. He doesn't always make the best play, but he pushes towards the basket. He tries to get to the rim, and that's how he gets hurt. But that's also how he makes his bread. And he doesn't always do that. If he doesn't do that, he's passing, and then those are the more forgettable games. He started off pretty cold. I'd like to call, really cold this year.
What's his name? Jake Layman or something like that? I'm going to call him Whitecho. His name's Whitecho. There's Juancho and there's Whitecho. Same guy. Same guy. Good for nothing. Can't be a starter.
We got an 81-80 game now, and I think they tried to start him a little bit. I think they started Culver tonight, like I said, at the power forward position, which says a lot about what you're, reiterating what you're saying, that he's not really a starter in the NBA, and Brian Saunders is starting to figure that out with both of his guys at the PF position.
Here,
what about starting Anthony
Edwards?
Action
for you. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get in the starting lineup pretty soon. Malik Beasley certainly owned the shooting guard position, and D'Angelo Russell's had his struggles early. So who are you going to start at the 2? Who are you going to start at the 3? Anthony Edwards. I mean, if you got Jared Culver going at the 4, you might as well be doing Anthony Edwards. And what they're obviously trying to do is get him in the position where he's going to only thrive, and they're not going to put him in a position to get cold, is what it seems like, that they want to always only put him in the best positions and not let him lose confidence early in the season.
No, I think that they're definitely telling him he needs to be a scorer and not be afraid to shoot, and I think he's shown that to take the shot. Some of them aren't the best shots, from 2 feet behind the 3-point line. I've seen a couple times, but, I think he's doing all right. He's doing what they want him to, and that's shoot the ball and try and score.
Malik Beasley hitting a 3, put him up 84-83 with 25 seconds left to go.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards in here at the end of the game, guarding on ball.
Right now it looks like Naz Reid is the highest scoring player on the team, quietly. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It just we got Beasley and
most minutes,
Russell.
maybe.
Plus minus, that's what I was looking at.
Hey, is this the end of the game? 25 seconds left in the game?
We're wrapping up third quarter here. We got a whole other quarter after this one.
So I was watching this football game today with the Arizona Cardinals, and they got this guy Kyler Murray, right? And he's all dressed up, ready to go. He's got his pads, he's got helmet, mouth guard, all that. And he's sitting on the bench over there, and I'm like, what? What are you doing putting him on the bench? And it made me think, like, well, this game must not matter. But it really mattered, and they needed that game to go to the playoffs. And I'm not even sure if they made the playoffs or not. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I think they might have missed the playoffs. But it's like, why don't you put your best players in all the time if they're not hurt and if the game matters? So my point of saying that is like, okay, D'Angelo's at the 1. Malik is at the 2. 3, 4 seems like it's a muddled mess anyway, so you can call them whatever you want, but put your number 1 draft pick and Culver, your first rounder from the year before, and then Malik Reid, his plus minus sounds like it's pretty good. Put that guy in. It's pretty good 5 and run with that.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I don't think you keep Beasley out of the starting lineup right now. And the way Russell's playing, he should be your point guard. Rubio is best served. He's just an igniter. La Pistola, I believe.
La Pistola, sí.
So he comes off the bench, process of elimination, right?
Is Ricky Rubio a starter right now in the NBA?
He has been. Didn't he start on Sunday night against?
Oof.
Can look for a second, but
typically they're playing Rubio at the 1 with D'Angelo at the 2.
Yeah.
And Beasley at the 3, Culver at the 4, Naz Reid with the injury at 5.
I mean, with Cat being out, I think you're just trying to see something that can play together. This is their 7th practice, including the preseason.
I think Anthony Edwards, they're going to ease him in. They're only going to put him in positions where he's not playing their other team's best defender. And that seems to be the way they're easing him into the situation here. And hopefully Ryan Saunders can make it, can continue to be the coach of this team before things get out of hand. And if
is he going to get fired soon?
Here,
is that what you're saying? Is he going to get fired soon?
Well, it's kind of a tricky situation because honestly, I think with the Tibbs firing, well, when was that? That was right around 2.5 years ago. We're coming up onto the time, they're still paying Tibbs, even though he's been off the team for a while. Rubio's shooting a 3, and now I'm buffering. And
nice buff.
Still 685. And yeah, I think the secret for Glenn Taylor has been just be as cheap as you can, get a powerful GM in there, get the team set up the way you want it to, and then the team is Ryan Saunders is a good coach. He's a good players guy. Every one of the players knows and adores and loves him, but he's not a head coach, and we've gotten ourselves kind of in a situation where we need to figure out a way to keep Saunders but not as a head coach, and I don't know if that's even possible because I would have done the same thing with Sam Mitchell when we got him as an interim head coach and had to push him aside. Keep these guys on staff or not? Is that an insult? I've never been a coach. What do you say, Coach G?
Yeah, I mean, some guys are meant to be presidents, right? And some guys are meant to be vice presidents. So, I mean, Ryan Saunders, he doesn't seem to me like a guy who's ready to run the show. Just like, maybe other sons of presidents. Flip Saunders was something special, man. He was amazing. And to expect anyone to achieve Flip Saunders status, let alone someone that just luckily came from his family tree, is that's a high expectation, for the best coaches, let alone some guy who, now granted, Ryan's been through it and he's seen it and done it. It's hard, man. It's hard to be a coach. It's hard to be a high school. It's hard to be a JV. It's hard to be an 8th grade coach. And it's really hard to be an NBA coach.
I think that he's been doing a pretty darn good job. And, you're right, it's a lot of expectations if your dad wasn't already the head coach of the team, right? So, I mean, he's also had a really crappy first year after Tibbs, and then last year missing the playoffs and having to sit out the longest of any team in the NBA and not play a game, right? So he's kind of been dealt a crappy hand of poker, and he's trying to make the best of it. And the one thing is he has the support of the players. I would be shocked if any player came out and criticized him, because I think they all kind of know and his work ethic is, and he's there for them more as basketball players, but as people.
What about if Denny Green's kid was coaching the Vikings, or if Tom Kelly's kids was having a big fat chew and coaching the Twins? Why does Ryan Saunders get a free pass? If you're losing, you're losing, right?
Yep. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just that how many games has he had with a team that's played more than 20 games together up to that point, He's never had that consistency to really show results. I think you got to give him at least this year, and see if with a healthy Cat, with a non-shortened season or super long layoff with no preseason. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying how it is. He didn't get opportunities that other than his dad being the coach of the Timberwolves before him. And that's an opportunity, which I get.
So you made 6 excuses, and then you forgot to mention the one big thing that he got there with. And guys like me who are sitting here coaching JV are wondering why we never get big jobs.
Well, you know the right people, then you can...
Right. It's not what you know, Garrett. It's who you know.
I'm sorry, I don't know many people or know a lot of things.
Ryan's proven that. It's not what you know, it's who you know. I mean, come on. Every time I check the Timberwolves freaking scoreboard, they're down 30 since I put all my chips in. Since I put all my chips in back in Hermantown, Minnesota with the duck on the wall behind me. I'm out of chips. He's been down 30 every game. He's finally in a game. They're going to rattle one out and lose this thing by 2 buckets, because free throws, and we're going to make excuses for him.
I'm not making an excuse. I just think that he learned from one of the great coaches when he was, when Flip left, or when he stayed in, where was he? In Washington, right? Was it Randy Whitman, the head coach, when he was an assistant?
Randy Watson.
So he learned from one of the great Timberwolves head coaches before Flip or after Flip. So really, he's really had a lot of schooling.
Randy Whitman.
Randy! That there.
Hey, you guys.
An RV.
I gotta go eat. I gotta put food in my mouth and get out of this hot tub. How much longer are we doing this thing for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got on that. Randy!
Yeah, I think the game's probably got about 6 minutes left in it. We're at a commercial break right now.
I got 0 minutes left.
Nuggets are up by about 5. And yeah.
Hey Garrett, you got a funny button that can make me like fade away?
No, you got it.
Go like this.
I can do it like this. Let's see.
You want me to just walk into dinner with my kids and stuff and finish this combo?
You don't need dinner? I thought you'd just hand you in like a bucket of KFC and you'd eat it in the hot tub.
Mom! Meatloaf! No! So that goes. All I see is the Washington Red people skins playing the Philadelphia Greenberg Beaks.
They're football peoples.
I think there's a child coming. Oh, I think they heard my beckoning call. There is a child coming.
If you need to go, we can. Or
I'm waiting for this kid to open it.
Is it bath
Did
time?
you bring me my dinner, son? Did you bring me my dinner, son? All right, I'll see you inside. Sorry to yell at you. I yelled too loud at my son. He's going to be super angry at me. I got to go, you guys.
Hey, good to see you, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff. Hey, good to see you. We can
hope the Nuggets lose.
Well, they're up by 10 with 7:55 to go.
Great coaching by Ryan Saunders, though, huh? What another great gig. Hey, don't blame him. Don't blame him for losing by double digits every go at it, huh? Not his fault. All right. I love you guys.
I'm not. No, dude. All right, Jeff. We'll see you later. You can just hang up. Send us a text when you're done. Kevin, this has been a good game as the fourth quarter is just starting, right? Let's.
I found a stream. I'm up. Mine was buffering here. Now I'm sitting at about 7.5 left.
Okay, it looks like maybe we're just in a timeout as I was trying to get Gersh out of here. What are your thoughts so far as the game's coming to a close?
Well, they're down 14 from where I'm sitting, and they made the first 3 quarters of the game. Good to see them up at least sometime during that. With Jokic getting started, really getting hot right now.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm worried about is the Joker coming on. I mean, it's been Jamal Murray has been the stud so far, right? But The Joker closes, right? I mean, you can win the game with the Joker. That's all you need. Any hand dealt.
It's right now with Cat down. This is a situation we're going to find ourselves in probably most fourth quarters of the rest of the NBA season, or until Cat comes back, which, hearing some rumors, it's going to be a while, but those are just rumors. But the rest of the team's got to be feeling a little bit like, what are we doing this for until he comes back? And it's going to be a tough road unless they figure out some kind of new strategy, because just letting this team go out there get slaughtered every night.
No, we got to figure out something better than this, even if we're missing Cat. I think we've got to have the players that can step up. And Beasley's been that guy the last few games against Washington. He was the only one that wanted to, make the shot, say from the 3-point line, or I know he drove it to the rim a couple times, which was impressive, and he looked like the one guy who wanted to keep fighting, even though that game was out of hand.
He's having a good night. He's sitting at 23 points in 33 minutes played with 10 of 15 and 3 of 5 from three-point land. He's got 7 boards, just 2 assists, but he's looking good. He's at -7 for the night, but he's having a good night.
Wow. I just refreshed. Yeah, it looks like with just about 7 minutes left in the game, we got to make some defense here. This is exactly what's going to happen, Kevin. It's that we got to figure out how to stop them. We got to play some defense.
Surprised to not be seeing any Jared Vanderbilt this evening.
Right?
He hasn't hit the game in yet, even with Ed Davis sitting at 5 personal fouls.
Dude, Ed Davis has been the worst player in the game right now, other than getting some rebounds. Man,
and you can't really expect anything more than that out of a player like him. He's going to eat some minutes and hopefully not get too many fouls. Hopefully, if he's giving up those fouls, he's giving them up to the other team's big man. Then making sure some wide-open buckets aren't being made. But Naz Reid's making a pretty swift, slick-looking lefty shot there, bringing us within 12 with 6:54 left to go. Are you looking at a similar scenario here? 6:47 to go.
Yeah, Naz Reid, I'm glad that he's been in the game. I'm surprised that Davis has played more minutes than he has so far, but I think he's got to close out the game in the fourth quarter for you. You need that guy to put the body and keep the Joker off the paint, right?
Yeah, and if Cat's going to be out long term, then they're going to be looking at him to start to do the big man, the starter kind of work, and having him in that rotation, making sure he's available at the end of the game. I'm sure we're going to see him for the rest of these 6 minutes and 12 seconds as Jokic throws a pass off the rim. They say he's one of the better passers in the league, but looking like a joker there. And Beasley getting mugged there, giving up the ball with a 3-pointer from Millsap falling off the mark, and Jokic picking it up, getting called, I think, for a foul there from Naz Reid. Man, it looks like the Nuggets, they've got what, 8-9-man rotation, but
they do. I'm surprised to not see any Bol coming off the bench, dropping raindrop threes as a 7-footer.
Yeah, it looks
I haven't seen him play. I feel like he's this preseason mirage that you never see in a regular season game. I know he was hurt last year, but
yeah, he came on in the bubble last year. Campuzzo hitting a 3. Didn't T-Wolves have his rights at one point? It looks like Nuggets are on a 22 run.
I don't know.
In the last 5.5 minutes. And Culver's hitting a 2 in the lane to put us down by 13 with 5 minutes to go.
I mean, right now, we just need somebody to stop Jamal Murray, right? I mean, he has been the guy making shots.
He's sitting at 32 points right now.
Yeah.
Michael Green is just setting up camp in the paint.
Joker just got a triple-double, huh? It looks like.
Yeah, just like Gersh said, put him on the watch, and he gets it. Culver missing in the layup, getting a board, getting a foul. Head to the free throw line, down 15 to 4. 49 left to go. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the T-Wolves need to step up right now and just take control of the game. The player I want to see is Anthony Edwards, but he has been pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah, he's sitting at 22 minutes right now, 2 for 4, 1 for 3 from three-point land. He's minus 13 with 5 points. And, when he gets the chance to make the move, he does it, but he's not been put in position much of the time when he's been on the court tonight. And now we're relying on Gomez, Davis, Russell, Beasley. Got Naz Reid out there, I think. I'd like to see D'Angelo get out there and show some leadership. But I think that would be the best thing that could happen to this team right now, because he's expected to be that person who's going to fill in that power void for the team, but he hasn't shown it yet this season.
No, he hasn't. I think he's tried. I think he wanted to step into that role and be that guy in the Laker game, and the game got away from us, Same thing with the Clippers and same thing with Washington. Beasley was the guy that wanted to be the guy in the Washington game, and we couldn't do it. And tonight, we need somebody to step up. We're down by, 15 right now? And we got to make stops. We got to drain threes, which Russell is capable of. We have to make a statement. We need to stop this blowout of 3 games and not let it become 4. And with the players they have out there right now, do you think they can do it? I don't know. I don't. Feels like we're...
Well, it looks like we're back with Denver again on Tuesday. We're playing Denver in Denver on Tuesday. Portland on Thursday. So, the road's not getting any easier here for the Wolves if they're missing free throws like that one from Jarrett Culver. And they play 2 games against San Antonio, 2 games against Memphis. So pretty, eventually there, you're starting to run into some comparable teams. But if they can't pull this one out, with Campuzzo hitting a 3 in the corner, putting them up by 18 with 4.5 left. That's the Nuggets up. Interesting looking at the schedule, though. It looks like they're doing a lot of back-to-backs, making sure that teams are just playing each other for a couple nights in a row. It's starting to look like a baseball schedule, where you're playing your teams on your court and then getting your games in, and then back to the next series. That's probably a good strategy for the basketball season.
I have to imagine they're trying to fit in as many games as possible. I'm trying to get the schedule up as well to take a peek at it. But, they're trying to get fitted in when they can, and having to play Denver again. All the more reason to not let this game be the 4th blowout in a row, right? We got to...
At this point of the game, you got to just... down by 20 with 3.5 to go. I'd like to give them a chance, but sometimes you just got to live to fight another day. And unless D'Angelo Russell starts hitting some threes, and if we don't see some of that soon here within the next minute or two, I could imagine that. Oh, Beasley getting to the rim, getting fouled though. And I think that's what's going to happen for the rest of this game here. They're going to try and run at the rim as hard as they can and probably get fouled, keeping them from getting those 3-point shots, getting everyone sucking some air.
Yeah, we're in trouble if we aren't. We got us to get some steals and some stops, and the time's running out. They're going to keep shooting it, and there's nothing. They're not afraid of the Timberwolves without a Karl-Anthony Towns. Yeah, and right now the lineup just isn't working for me. Is that, why do you got Culver and Hernan Gomez out there in the fourth quarter together? Is that?
Beasley and D'Angelo, who's the fifth guy right there. Is it Ed Davis right now? And you're going against some strong Nuggets and Jokic and Millsap. Those guys are going to bully whoever we got down there. Whether it's, it looks like Ed Davis is out there. Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. I wouldn't be saving your cigars for tonight if you're a Timberwolves fan.
Positivity is what we need. Keep positive here. Let's not give up. But I really, really don't want to see a 4-game losing streak go with 4 blowout losses. Like, let's keep it respectable at least. I want to see it. It needs to happen. Let's somebody.
The Timberwolves sitting at 2 wins right now, and Nuggets at 1-4.
Yeah, I mean,
Jamal Murray's hitting 34 points. He's at his season high right now with 4 rebounds and 4 assists to go along with his 12 for 19 shooting.
Yeah, we need to stop Jamal Murray. He is just their scoring punch right now. Culver needs to get on him and lock him down, What do you think? Have we been playing?
I mean, you look at this right now, it looks like Naz Reid's on him. Well, now he's wide open in the corner. That's Will Barton making the dish out to Green, hitting from 3. I mean, you got JaMychal Green hitting threes in the corner. And, he's the guy that I thought that the Timberwolves should have taken a look at in that Ed Davis role. And obviously he was probably looking for a situation more like Nuggets as D'Angelo hits a 3 to really just even up against that JaMychal Green 3. But, yeah, Green, he's somebody who's on a contract, kind of like Ed Davis is, that we certainly could have used. But I could imagine he's probably happier in Denver, in a situation where they are competing for some of the home court seeds in the Western Conference playoffs from the get-go. Now Campuzzo's hitting or shooting another 3 and hitting it looks like. And it looks like he can't leave him open, that 5'11" guard from España.
No, I think that it almost seems like we're giving up with, in the 4th losing streak game. A blowout.
Another 20 points that they're behind now with that Naz Reid bucket. He's sitting at 13 and 6 for 9 from the field.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked that Ed Davis got as many minutes as he did tonight. I'm shocked that, we need to fill the vacancy from Karl-Anthony Towns, but why didn't we see more of Jared Vanderbilt? Any of Jared Vanderbilt or the rookie?
Jaden McDaniels. He is very raw right now. I wouldn't expect to see too much of him unless they're down by 30. Hernan Gomez getting a bucket here, but it's a minute and a half left here with the team down by 18 points. I think we can safely put this in the W column for the Denver Nuggets, as they'll be looking to dribble it down to a minute left here. And what's coming up for the next game? It's more Denver Nuggets. It's going to be a game similar to this one where, unless you got Cat, we're going to have, we were in it for 3 quarters. We just got to hit the right strides.
Yeah,
maybe there'll be some hope, but.
How long, have you heard anything about how long Cat's going to be out for? I mean, I initially read they were going to keep it week to week, right? But how long do you think he's going to be out for? I know he didn't break anything in his wrist, but you've had some arm injuries, I remember, in the past. How long do you think he's out?
Well, I think they're probably going to play it along. They're probably going to play it in a situation where what is going to be the best long-term output for the team. are we going to throw him back in here to potentially get injured again?
No,
or are we going to take our punches and move forward to another next season? Of course, next season, well, it looks like McDaniel's coming in for the garbage time, so we got a minute left. And
yeah,
the game
it's
is
all
over,
garbage time.
So yeah, you would think that you would hope with the season coming up with top 3 protected pick for the Timberwolves. It's hard to look at that and say, oh, that's our best hope right now. If we were to get a top 3 pick,
I'm not going down that road just yet, but I'm saying that it's the 4th loss of a blowout streak that you don't want to be part of, right?
Yeah, what's it going to take for this team to get to a place where there is some optimism like there was after their 2-0 start? Maybe it'll just take a 2-game winning streak, and that's all it'll take. Because when they get 2 games strung together, they look good. And when you see Malik Beasley having consistent good shooting nights like he has, and that's maybe something you can hang your hat on and look at. Well, here's a guy who got locked up for 4 years, and a guy like Naz Reid, you got him for 3 years. You got Cat for another 3 years. And Anthony Edwards, you got him for 4 or 5 years, but you're going to have him for another 4 or 5 after that. So do what you can to improve, to get Anthony Edwards to be the guy. He's still growing. He's somebody who could still pump himself up to that power forward position and be what we need for this team. It's interesting to look at the way the teams are building these days, because that is potential when you're drafting guys who are 18, 19 years old. They might still be growing and can still grow into the role, like we saw with Giannis Antetokounmpo. That might be the key for the Timberwolves to getting the next Giannis, somebody who's still growing into his body, yet to become that superstar. And you look at a market like Milwaukee, you would have thought, well, here's a guy who wants to get out of this place, but not much different than Minnesota, Milwaukee is. And if we can get that star player who's under the radar, groom him, maybe someone like Anthony Edwards or whoever we get next season with.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really happy with Jarrett Culver tonight. He got 20 points. He played a little bit, didn't make very many mistakes and got some playing time, and he needs it, right? He's got to take that step. Everybody's talking about how, he can be the next player. Let's not forget Okogie's out hurt, right? He hasn't played during this streak, so I think not having Cat is the biggest loss. Not having Josh Okogie as coming off the bench or starting. You could use both those players right now, and this is just the worst case scenario of having Cat hurt, not knowing when he's coming back, having to take it day by day, week by week, and let's hope it's not too long. But
yeah, well, the game's gone final now, and Beasley sits at 25, Culver 20, D'Angelo Russell 18 with 13 from Naz Reid, I guess, off the bench. And Malik Beasley putting in the minutes at 38. And nice to see him with a pretty solid stat line, although he's at negative 12. We throw in the plus minus. So, with this lineup, this is what you're going to get with this lineup. And
it's too much playing time for Ed Davis. I'd like to see Vanderbilt get some more playing time, or Naz Reid should be your. I mean, he did match Ed Davis tonight. They basically split the game, but they need more help with Cat out, and Naz Reid is the guy who should be playing 35 minutes, right? Tibbs was there. Yeah. Would he play him for 40?
Well, I'm not a NBA GM or head coach, so can't really add too much more beyond what we've speculated here.
You just do it on YouTube.
You got to get the right groove for the next game, and we'll see how the next game goes. Hopefully, D'Angelo comes out hot next game. That's what this team really needs is him to start to make the difference. because as much as we like to see our younger guys make the big moves, he's the guy that's got to be coming up shining in these situations without Cat, and let's hope we see that next game from him.
I agree, dude. I'd like to think that this is the end of a losing streak and the beginning of a winning streak, and it'll all start against the Nuggets again, right? On the 5th. So let's hope this is the end of it. Let's hear some good news from Cat. Let's see Jared Culver kind of pick up from this game and score 25 points next game. Let's see Anthony Edwards switch it around and quit or step into that scoring punch that we desperately need right now, especially if he's coming off the bench. Scoring 5 points tonight, that ain't going to do it, is it? So
yeah. Well, a couple nights from now is when the Timberwolves play again at the Nuggets. I'll be doing a radio show myself, host the House is Jamming on KUMD from 6 to 9 p.m. So KUMD.org is where to listen to that. I'll also be hosting the local on KUMD 103.3 FM in Duluth. That's Wednesday at 5. So I'll be tuning into the end of that Nuggets game. We'll see where we're at Tuesday night.
Yeah, Thursday night we play the Portland Trail Blazers, and hopefully that game is the start of the winning streak again. But yeah, we'll try and fit in another show between those games. If you're down for it, Kevin,
Heck yeah.
All right, man. Well, good show, everybody. I think we'll call it there, huh?
Yes, be well, do good. See you on the House's Jam on Tuesday night, 6 o'clock.
Nice. All right. And